back. And we're going to start a series on a pretty epic TV series, The Walking Dead.
Nice.
Yes. I have to admit, I was extremely late to the party on this. It started in, 2010? I think in like 2012 or 13, I said, I got to see what's going on here. And I started the first episode, but I didn't get through it. I just didn't get through it. So I put it away. And then I kept getting talks about it from a guy at work. And I said, I'm going to start it. And I only started like 5 years ago or 4.
Wow.
And I was hooked. And I blew through it on Netflix all the way to the point where I was able to start season 9 when they debuted season 9.
Oh, wow.
So, I was hooked, obviously. But yeah, I love it. I love the characters. Obviously, I'm a big Rick Grimes fan. I think Andrew Lincoln knocks it out of the park as Rick. And just the characters. And it's sad sometimes, too, these characters that get established. And then they're gonna die, or they
well, that's just you don't know who's gonna die. Anybody could get killed on the show, which is great about it. I came in day one.
Nice.
I never read the comics. It was a comic first.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about the comics. I remember seeing the promos for the show. I love zombies. That's great. We don't get that much zombie shows anyway.
Yeah.
So I was hooked day one. I watched it from the debut, October 31st, 2010.
Dang.
Was when this thing aired. And I was religiously watching it every Sunday since 2010. I fell off at the end, I'm not going to lie.
It has changed a lot.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I still watch it. I finished season 9. I know I watched season 10. It just dropped on Netflix.
Yeah, it just came out. Yeah.
And I watched season 10. And I could have started season 11, but I'm kind of one of these guys. Honestly, I'll just wait until they drop so that I can watch it when I want to watch it.
I lean that way too because I fell off for a specific reason, which I don't want to spoil.
We'll get into that, obviously, because we've got 9 seasons to do it. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to start on the next video. We'll do season 1. We'll talk about it, what happened in it, what we liked, didn't like, and so on and so forth. So all the way till probably 10. I don't know if we'll be at 11. I don't know if it'll be out by the time we do it. Maybe it will. But that is the goal. We're going to chronologically this thing in order. Try not to give too much away if you haven't seen it. I would recommend watching it. It's not just about zombies. I think that's what kind of turned me out. I did like zombies, but we were getting a ton of zombie movies around that time.
I mean, zombie movies, but never a show.
I roped it into the same thing, and that's my fault. That's why I didn't watch it. I roped it in because I was like, another zombie. But when you watch it and you watch these characters get developed and everything like that, it sucks you in. It's just amazing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Acting, everything.
Yeah, I'm not a TV watcher. I don't watch any TV shows. So for me to sit down and watch, I wanted to get into a show day one and watch it every week. I'd never done that before. This was like the first show I've ever done that with. I watched it every Sunday, and then we would talk about it at work. Me and this other guy would watch it. We'd talk about it. It was just fun to do. It was one of the things. I was hooked. It was a great show.
I tell you what, man, the one thing I will say, and obviously we'll get into that the more videos we do, the way they end the seasons, they are definition of cliffhangers.
Yeah, well, there was a mid-season finale, and then there was a season finale, which I hated that because it would cut off at like the beginning of the year,
December,
and then it would pick up again the following. It's like, why do you have to have such a long whatever? But I was still hooked. I would wait those months. And I would come back for this, the mid-season premiere, and I'd be there again, sitting there watching it. I was hooked, man.
I got to be honest, too. I'm not a guy that does the last series that I think I watched from beginning to end, and it's only because of my parents, was Seinfeld. Friends, I was late to the party.
I was late to everything.
I watched Friends. I had to watch it on streaming.
I streamed all 10 seasons.
The Sopranos, the same way. I bought all of the seasons. Like I'd finish season 1, I'd go and buy season 2. I'm not really a guy that'll watch beginning to end. The thing that I used to watch religiously, and don't ask me why, was Swamp People on the History Channel. I don't know, because I was at my job. I was off Fridays, and it was on Thursday night. And I could have a few beers, and I could relax, and I just watched it. But if you haven't seen Walking Dead, walk it. Obviously, if you watch this channel, we're gonna go through it.
But we recommend to watch it.
We definitely recommend
to watch it. If you're a fan of any kind of, not just zombies, but me growing up, I played zombie games like Resident Evil and stuff. You did too. So that was
Zombies Ate My Neighbors.
Zombies Ate My Neighborhood. Nice. Yeah, I saw that. I played that. Come on. That's what I'm saying. Like, so it appealed to me on that kind of aspect. Like, I was into it anyway. I'm into nerd stuff anyway. So that was my show.
Oh, if
you
you
know,
watch this show or this
That was-
channel, I'm definitely a nerd.
yeah, that was my show. So I was hooked, and that's the only show I've ever watched. Like I said, from the start, and that's why it holds a spot for me because it's just.
Yeah,
it's
it definitely hooked me up. I mean, hooked me in. I mean, and just characters that get introduced.
Yeah.
And again, you're fighting a world. It's a zombie apocalypse. Everything is gone. But then you had to deal with these bad guys basically.
So
And
it
it's
wasn't just the zombies. You had to
Yeah.
deal with other stuff too. And it was just like, it had you on your toes, man. It had you at the edge of your seat. Like, what's going to happen today? Who might die? You
Oh
know,
man, yeah.
anybody was up for grabs.
I'm very
Literally.
interested. And again, like we said, and you know, we just passed a year, and we want to thank everybody for that.
Yes.
We want more feedback, and this is something we want feedback on. What did you think of the series as a whole? Like I said, we'll get into the deep and diver stuff when we get into the seasons. Obviously, there are big points in there. We know about
there's-
certain characters that are introduced and things like that. We want some feedback on this.
Yeah.
So we want your help. Like I said, we're starting a brand new series, and we'll see you later on for season 1.
See you.